Hello, everyone. So, today, just wanted to yap about the best piece of advice that I have gotten in college so far, and it's to just do stuff. Like, genuinely. I love living in California where you have to specify genuinely to, or actually, to mean that you actually mean what you're saying. So, I just did it. Oh no. But basically, you just don't know until you know. A lot of the big difficulty with coming to college is that you are expected to choose the major that aligns with a certain career that you're going to choose for the rest of your life. But college, like majors, they're very general. Also, you can switch your major a lot, so you're not locking yourself in. You have maybe 2 years to shop around GEs, take a few major classes, and then see if you actually like the major before you switch. And your time is only going to keep increasing the more you switch your major, but you can switch your major. And majors are just a domain, right? Think about biology, for example. You can do biology or biomedical engineering and you can get into nursing. You could also try to become a doctor. You can go into more social science branches, and there's a lot of overlap with psychology and more clinical practices. Or if you're like me and you're doing computer science, then there's so much that you could do with computer science. You can try to become a software engineer. You could even transfer into software engineering, the major, or you could do network engineering. You could do cybersecurity. There's a lot of flexibility within your major because you're just learning a discipline, right? You're learning a practice. So your end goal, your final career, it may change. Right now, I work with a lot of clubs, and clubs in college, at least at my college, function like startups. You can get funding from your school, you can get sponsorships from industry, you can get brand collaborations. You work a lot with other clubs, so you have this collaboration aspect. If you know about like horizontal integration, like that as an idea. So basically, just because you are X major doesn't mean that you're locked in to only do things within X major, or that you're aligned to only one career or one job option, which means that you still have, unfortunately, for some, maybe you choose your major and you already have an idea of what job you want to be in. Like, that's great. That's good that you have that alignment. But if you go to college and you pick a major and you feel like you're locking yourself into something, that's just not the case at all. And you can choose where you want to go, like where you end up based off of that major, because you still have choice, like experience, or stuff that you can choose from. Right? You're not locked into that major that aligns with only one particular career. Like if you go into CS, if you do software engineering, you're gonna end up in tech, right? Maybe, or you become they call it a product marketing manager. Which, if you don't know what a product manager is, that's somebody who has this large vision of what a product should be. So it's like, okay, I'm building like the Xbox. I'm thinking about what the next generation of the Xbox should be and what the next features are. Product marketing manager also has to do that, but they focus more on selling it to customers and then aligning what people are currently working on with what a customer might be interested in. And that's media. You would expect to get like a digital design or more of an artsy degree, maybe a social science, and that might be econ, that might be customer facing work. I think that's business relations. But or actually marketing isn't major. Sorry, anyways, you would expect that major to go into a role such as PMM, but that's very aligned with some of the technical stuff that you have to do. You have to understand the technical aspects, and that's also something that a marketing major could do. They become a PMM, and then they learn the technical skills on the job. You're going to find out very quickly that your capacity as an individual that is learning something is going to be tested for your ability to learn more things. Like that is the value of college. It's that it's teaching you how to learn, how to understand, giving you the proprietary knowledge, a large knowledge base to make it easier for you to learn on the job because you can extrapolate those concepts, or you can keep learning based off of what you already have. And the main reason I'm saying all of this is not only so you get that feeling that college isn't that end all be all, where you have to learn and narrow yourself into this one way, but also your learning journey is never done, which means that the best way to find out what you like and what you do not like is just to try things. Like oh, this might be completely out of my area. This might be out of my interest. I couldn't imagine myself doing this, but you just don't know when something is going to be useful for you. You don't know when you're going to like something. It's like, I can make a good guess, right? I like playing video games. You see me playing Overwatch right now, and I had no clue when that might become useful for me. But the idea of spacing and the idea of working around certain constraints is really good for like leak code problem solving. It's also a good practice for me that I learned for applying to sports. Right, being competitive, having that mindset of next game is going to be different. I'm going to learn from these experiences. It's okay to fail. I can get my SR back, right? So you don't know when things are going to be value or what value you might get from things because you just live your life and you gain experience and you try things, and sometimes it's just completely useless in the moment and it might never become useful, but you also don't know if it's not going to become useful, right? That's just an experiential thing. And the same thing applies to your college experience. I'm sitting in classes and I know for a fact that I don't want to go into a career that uses the stuff that I'm learning in these classes. However, the problem solving, the ability to adapt to different coding languages, because right now I'm learning assembly and understanding computer architecture and optimization with your spacing. This is getting really technical. These are things that I am learning, and these are things that I might continue to learn and on the job with a domain that is completely irrelevant to the current class that I'm in. But being able to learn it right now is a skill that I'm going to need to use again and again and again and again. So that's the idea, right? To just try things. I'm currently in club positions. It's called VP, Vice President, and I primarily serve as an advisor for the president. And we are a relatively large club. Like I think we had 2,500 plus attendees over the course of the semester. What does that mean? If you have bi-weekly meetings, that's maybe 100, 200 people every week. Sorry, bi-weekly isn't twice a week, not twice a month. Sorry, I get confused, but I digress. I'm doing administrative work. There are people, we host projects where people work on things that are highly technical, and I would want to work on those things, but I don't. Because I'm helping the people to work on those things I'm giving them funding, or I might help them with their ideation. I might serve as an advisor, just checking in, seeing, hey, how's it going? What's the progress look like? Or is there anything blocking you? But I myself am not working on the technical aspects of those projects, and those projects would look great on my resume, but I'm not working on them, and that's a difficulty, right? That I am helping people to accomplish something that I am not currently doing, and from an outsider looking in, you're looking at like my resume and you're wondering, okay, so if you don't want to be a VP, if you don't want to do like project management, where I'm overseeing projects instead of working on the parts of myself, like if I currently want to be like back-end engineer, I want to work on software, I want to be very technical, I love just problem solving. So why am I helping other people problem solve? And the answer is, well, it's fulfilling work and I find it interesting, and I don't know, like it's way easier, at least in the tech space, to hire into a position than to join at a lower position and then climb through the ranks. Like, how do you go from software engineer to VP? You can get lead software engineer, you can get team lead, you can be lead developer, like all of that. But how do you make that connection to VP? And the answer is you just don't, usually. So there's more mobility in startups, a different yap for a different time. But essentially, I don't know when these skills might become useful, and this is a unique opportunity for me to get access to things that I'm not going to get access to once I get into the workforce. Like, that's another beauty of college, is that there's so much opportunity to simulate real world economics and structure in a place in which is going to be accessible to you. Like, I had some VB experience actually from my high school. It was also like, if you're in high school, like just do things. It's not even, I don't want to say like do it to pad your resume, like the college application stats, but it is really good experience to have on your college app. But like, demonstrating value, it's something which I have to do. Like, you try to get people into your club, we're trying to get sponsors, we're trying to tell people like, hey, we're a research club, like we need money because we're going to do this thing, is going to have this impact, we're going to be competitive in some space. And those are skills that I'm going to have to do for myself. I made a project. This is the project value that it brings to other people. Or I built something that, for my research, and I want to argue why I should continue to be in the research labs. Like, I built this thing that was directly used in the study, and it had this effect, and I outlined these nuances, these biases, and like, this is great information to have. So marketing, something which is very estranged from the typical CS major that thinks like, oh, I should just be able to build a really good product and be a really good problem solver. You also need to market your value in order to get promotions. So unfortunately, we can't just be one-dimensional beings and just really limit ourselves to one thing that we know. But what I am saying is experience a lot of things, learn a lot of things, become really good at learning stuff, right? Be versatile, be diverse. It's so solidified in research right now that being diverse does actively service you. So it's easier to do things when you're more diverse because you cover more bases easier. You have a greater set of perspectives. You have greater access to resources. Like if you collaborate across a larger span. So covering more bases, having more leniency, more flexibility makes you capable of more things. Like that's the idea. That's the premise. So from an outsider looking in, just do things. I don't know how much more clear I can make this message. When I came into college, I didn't have anything figured out. Like all I did is stay at home, the dorm and do my classes. And I met a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people. That was good networking practice. I find the best networking is informal. So where you can build a connection, you can talk about something where you're away from the constraints of being hyper professional. And I also have got that experience from just meeting new people and putting myself out there and going into clubs that I never thought I would have been involved in. I'm currently involved with a very social club, and I just never struck myself as a particularly social person. You know, I chose to become a CS major, but it happened anyway. And now I'm doing stuff on media. I have to make reels, stories, and do graphic design, and I have someone telling me about, oh, you can't have things too close to like the edges, the spaces. Like, bro, I've never thought about the spacing of my post and how it influences how people see it. But yeah, that's things that I've learned and that's experience that I've gained. And I don't know when I'm going to do like digital design or when I'm going to make art in my future. But this is experience that I'm gaining right now. And I can already say that the ability to market myself in the pitch is what got me into research. It's what got me like multiple teaching jobs, like saying that I can work with a diverse set of people that can really break down problems, that I'm a great communicator. And I didn't think about that when I did teaching. I didn't think that when I was going to be VP of some club at my high school that I was going to be VP of another club in college. Like you just do these things, you experience them, you try them, and you gain something from it. So this is advice that I've heard all over. I'm in like some Apple mentorship program, and I got that advice from Apple mentor and also an engineer that's currently working in London. So whatever, more credentials, but basically just try things. Well, okay, bye.